A blessed Tuesday to all. I'm Nicole from Holy Trinity Community Davao and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Our gospel today is about the healing at the pool. Let's listen to the gospel.
Sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Now, there is in Jerusalem near the sheep gate a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people used to lie: the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." Then Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." At once, the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. The day on which this took place was a Sabbath. And so, the Jewish leaders said to the man who had been healed, "It is the Sabbath. The law forbids you to carry your mat." But he replied, "The man who made me well said to me, 'Pick up your mat and walk.'" So they asked him, "Who is this fellow who told you to pick it up and walk?" The man who was healed had no idea who it was, for Jesus had slipped away into the crowd that was there. Later, Jesus found him at the temple and said to him, "See, you are well again. Stop sinning, or something worse may happen to you." The man went away and told the Jewish leaders that it was Jesus who made him well. So, because Jesus was doing these things on the Sabbath, the Jewish leaders began to persecute him.
The word of the Lord. Wow! 38 years is a long time to sit on your mat. Every day is the same. Waiting, watching, hoping. Sitting on his mat has become a way of life for the man in today's gospel. His life is stagnant. He sits on his mat waiting, watching, and hoping that things will change as soon as magic happens in his life. There was a belief that this pool of water called Bethesda had healing properties and that it could change one's life. It was said that every now and then an angel would stir the water would begin to bubble, and the first one in the water would be healed. The man in today's gospel won't get up off his mat until he sees the first bubble. He is living an as soon as life. As soon as the water bubbles, then I will get off my mat. As soon as I get to the water, my life will be better. As soon as I get into the water, my problems will be fixed. The pool of Bethesda is an illusion. It convinces us that our life is nothing more than our circumstances. It deceives us into believing that life is to be found outside ourselves. It tricks us into living an as soon as life. Most of us know what that is like. We say to ourselves, or maybe even out loud to another, "As soon as this or this happens, everything will be better. I'll be happy, my problems will go away, I'll be satisfied, all will be well." The pool of Bethesda has a strong attraction for us. When we were children, we often say, as soon as I get big, as soon as I grow up, as soon as I am an adult. It continues throughout our life. As soon as I graduate, as soon as I get a job, as soon as I get a better job, as soon as I get married, as soon as I have more time, as soon as I have more money, a better house, a better car, as soon as I retire, as soon as I lose weight or get in shape, as soon as. You can fill in the blank with most anything. The problem is there will always be another pool of Bethesda. Meanwhile, life has been put on hold. The pause button had been pushed. We sit on our mat, self-imprisoned by the circumstances of our life. The imprisonment is so great that when Jesus asked the man, "Do you want to be made well?" the man doesn't even say yes. Instead, he offers excuses. I have no one to put me in the water. When the water bubbles, others get there first. I'm not suggesting that the concerns of our lives are irrelevant or have no effect. That's not what I mean. They do affect us. What I mean is that we are more than the circumstances of our life. Just because there are roadblocks and hindrances in our life means that everything ends. Jesus does not help the man get into the water. He comes to him on his mat and speaks words of life. Stand up, take your mat, and walk. The man does not leave his mat behind. It goes with him. His circumstances are real. The difference is he now carries them. They no longer carry him. Jesus does not change our outer circumstances. He changes us. He calls us into a new way of being, seeing, acting, speaking, thinking. It makes our circumstances more manageable, and we engage them from a different place and position. The life Jesus offers does not happen as soon as. It happens in this place, at this time, in these circumstances. Brothers and sisters, are you sitting on your mat? Are you looking for a pool of Bethesda? Stand up, take your mat and walk. Thanks be to God. God bless you all.